Bryant Goldstone had to get on the trans brake like 6 or 7 times to stop the car. Said the tires were chirping, just basically locking the transmission up to slow the car down. End up in the gravel on the side of the road trying to scrub off speed, like just crazy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, welcome to episode 123 of the Drag Driver Pete Show, presented by Summit Racing. Y'all, tonight, this segment here is about fun. So we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to start with Outlaw Armageddon, because that's what started our trip. So I rented a car. By the time we got to Outlaw Armageddon, we had 300 miles in. It was pretty wild. My first Outlaw Armageddon, it was at Tulsa Raceway Park for the first time ever. It was pretty crazy. Tim, what'd you think, dude?
It was fun. I went to, I think, the first Outlaw Armageddon and the second. I don't remember if I made it to the third one or not. So this is the first Outlaw Armageddon I've been to in a while. You know, different combos now, and but yeah, it was crazy. That Trans Am.
A lot of good wrecks, a lot of good tire spin. I mean, dude, it was a wild event. The first pass. Literally first pass, no test, no nothing. The first pass, a young lady puts it in the wall.
Oh no!
Oh man!
right in front of where I was standing.
Yes. So I was kind of outside of the barrier on the passenger side of the car. Tim, left side over on the wall, perfect, because she goes and just is pointed directly at Tim. You're good looking. Maybe that's what she was trying to do. She basically parked right in front of him.
Yeah, basically, yeah, right in front of me. It was crazy.
So you guys stayed. What day was this? Friday?
Friday. Yep.
Okay. And you guys
Friday.
Stayed there.
Oh, it was Friday.
All day?
Yes, we stayed. We got to Tulsa at 1:30, something like that.
About 1:30.
And then stayed until 1:30.
Yeah. AM.
Yeah. So we were there all day. We stayed until they got finished racing, and then jumped in the car and drove to Springfield, Missouri, which was about 3 hours from us, and slept in the car for the first night for 3 hours, 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Being to Outlaw Armageddon, if you finished at 1:30 in the morning, that's early.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we were kind of doing the math. We're like, okay, should we like leave no matter what at 11? And we were like, oh man, I don't know. And by 11, there were still some pretty cool cars in.
Oh,
and the guy, who drove the black Firebird? Chase.
I can't remember his
Wallace,
name.
Willem, something like that. I don't know. It's a W. Chase Wallace. I think. He had won the high roller race Thursday night, so he was still in. So we're like, well, we'll stay, and it just kept. Well, we'll stay. Well, we'll stay. Well, we'll stay. So then we stayed till 1:15, and then jumped in the car and hauled ass and made it to Buc-ee's.
Did you see any drag and drive participants?
So only a few. I think 15 entered. We went over. I went over there twice to kind of that area, and nobody was over there. So saw a few cars. Didn't really get to talk to anybody. Really saw Felicia one time, to be honest. She was at the starting line with another class, and just said hey. And so we need to have them on, talk about that event and how they did, and the drive and stuff like that. The drive looked awesome. Drove all the way over to Stillwater one day, 200-mile days, basically.
What were some of your guys' favorite cars then for Outlaw Armageddon?
Dude, there were so many cool ones. I really liked Ryan Martin's car. Obviously, that's, first-gen Camaro gets down. I like Jimmy Dell's 50 Shades of Brown. That's a cool car.
Yeah, that one's cool.
I don't think he raced on Friday, though.
No, they I think they did like a deal on Thursday, and then they raced on Saturday. That Trans Am was insane. I don't know what kind of RPM that thing turned in the burnout, but it was high for sure.
Yeah, it was all of them. Dude, it may have been like 10,000. I don't know. It was pretty insane.
It was nuts, and it was pro-charged and nitrous. On top of it, it was crazy.
Yeah, wow. That car was really, really fast. So that started our week. That started our trip. Our legendarily epic trip is what we kind of started referring to it as. We jump in the car, drive so that gives us Oklahoma. Then we end up in Missouri at Buc-ee's at 4 a.m. and slept until 6. The car was so packed. So this is...
Oh, please. Yeah,
this
you got a
is
picture.
The car before I picked him up.
Mm-hmm.
He had a suitcase bigger than mine, 3 bags of stuff, and the scooter. So needless to say, dude, you couldn't see out the back glass. It was completely packed.
Front to back.
Yeah. So you couldn't even lay the seat back for the passenger. So if you slept sitting up. So
my gosh.
It was horrible, dude. You know me, I overpack. I brought the canopy, I brought the table, I brought the chairs, like I was going to set stuff up and never did. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. I probably would have made you pull that out and set it up every day just because you brought it with. Even if you didn't use it, I'd been like, listen, get that
Hey.
shit out and set it up because it took up room in there.
That's exactly right.
What kind of rental car were you guys in?
Just a GMC Terrain. So it's like a small or medium sized SUV. I mean, it was not very big at all. Yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb for me to bring all that stuff. But hey, whatever. You never know. Beechworks is a leading manufacturer of high performance fuel system components. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, pumps, modules, fuel rails, regulators, filters, lines, and fittings, and surge tanks, all engineered to support power levels ranging from 400 to 2200 horsepower. Guys, find beechworks.com. Type in DDR10 for your setup for any of what I just listed there for your car. They have the complete fuel system that you can use. DDR10 gets you 10% discount on anything you order, including all the cool shirts and all that kind of stuff they do as well. And so we left Buc-ee's, that's Springfield, Missouri. We drove all the way across Missouri, ended up in Kentucky at Beech Bend at MoParty. That's what this photo here is from. MoParty was pretty cool. I got to see got to Thomas Robb, who was doing autocross in the red truck that actually he raced at the circuit, and then got to hang out with our buddy Matt Monroe, who runs Smoked Meats and Mini Trucks podcast, and then is a big deal within the Sublime Technologies, which is like a Gen 3 Hemi swap company. They basically make a wiring harness and all that kind of stuff for the Gen 3 Hemis. So it was pretty cool, man. We got to do that. We stayed there for 3 hours.
Yeah, 2 or 3 hours, something like that.
Where'd you end up getting tickets to get in there?
So we were going to buy them, but luckily Matt got media passes just right before we got there, like literally 15 minutes.
Matt hooked us up.
Yep. So we walked, he met us at the gate, gave us the media passes. We walked in, and then of course at the end we gave them back to him. You know what I mean? We didn't need them after that, but that gave us our second wristband, our MoParty wristband.
Yeah. Cause we ended up with,
go ahead. Yes. We had Outlaw.
Oh yeah. We ended up with the VIP wristband.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. So they gave us 2 wristbands to be cool and do everywhere with at that point. Autocross, got to see Tom Bailey make a pass in the Durango.
You got to ride in the truck, right?
Yeah, got to ride in the truck with Thomas. That was pretty cool. It's all-wheel drive, basically a 03 or 5 96, I don't know, Dodge Ram put down on top of a Dodge Charger all-wheel drive Hemi setup. Pretty cool.
Is that your first time being on an autocross track?
No, I rode with some underpowered car like 10 years ago, but it was the first time to do it with any kind of power. What was crazy though is as we're in the lanes, he goes, "Man, I should have put gas in this thing." Well, about 2/3 of the way around the track, it reared its head. We're going around a pretty hard corner, and it goes. It's like, well, that was pretty fun. So let's see, that got us into Kentucky. I'm trying to remember the states that we.
So you're into Saturday now, right?
Yeah, we're definitely into Saturday. And so for the folks that are watching this on the Facebook or YouTube, you can see our route. The lower route, the southern route there is our trip out, right? So we made a stop at Beech Bend to do MoParty and then just cruised. I think we left 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that at Beech Bend.
I think it was 4 o'clock.
And then we didn't get to Maryland until, dude, when?
5 a.m.
5 a.m. Yeah. So that's 2 nights in a row, if you're paying attention, that we're up till 4 or 5 o'clock a.m. So,
did you go to a hotel and sleep for a little bit, or?
Yeah, so because we were going to be there for day 0, and the night before day 0 and then day 1, we went ahead and got that hotel for 2 nights. So that gave us a spot to drop all of our suitcase and all that kind of stuff, and then slept for 3 hours. Yeah, so now we're up to 5 hours of sleep since Friday morning.
And 3 days in.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was a great trip, tons of beautiful scenery, but the last from 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. it was dark, so really couldn't see anything at all. So,
and we were in West Virginia on a road that was absolutely dead. Like we didn't pass, but like maybe 10 cars the entirety of this stretch of highway. There was just nobody.
Well, and if it was a similar route that we took on, I can't even think. I'm drawing a blank.
On Midwest Drag. So the route you and I took on Midwest Drags was our northern route from when we came back. So this was worse than what you and I took for Midwest Drag.
I was going to say, there were some points where it was like, are we going to see a gas station before we run out of gas?
Yeah. We somehow it routed us out into the country, and we were literally on a 2-lane, and there would be 15 or 20 minutes where we wouldn't see a single car. There's no lights on people's houses. I mean, like, we're on a 2-lane country road. It's pretty wild. Country highway, I guess, but trees right up next to the road, so you really had to pay attention. Tim drove a lot during that time. I was asleep.
This is my surprise face there.
That was when the GPS was like rebooting, recalculating. I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it was. Eric knows I'll sleep anytime, anywhere I can. 3,628 miles on the trip total. By the time I left here and came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you guys are 2 drag week now.
Yeah. And it just got crazier from there. So new tracks for me were Maryland International, Numidia. We had been to Cecil County back in 2023, and then Maple Grove, of course, was crazy. Yeah, is that where the GPS fell? Yeah, completely. I was asleep. I was rebooting. I didn't fail. I was rebooting. The Maple Grove track, I think probably my favorite, to be honest with you. Gorgeous. So good. Driving into a mountainside. It's really, really cool. What about you, Tim?
Do what? Sorry, the internet's kind of like wonky.
Yeah, your favorite track.
Favorite track? I think Numidia is probably my favorite out of all week. Like, all of them were brand new tracks for me, but Numidia was just, there wasn't a bad background. No matter where you looked, there was something cool to look at. It's in the valley, in the middle of a cornfield. It was really cool.
Yeah, I will say that the backdrop for it was freaking awesome, especially from the big looking down. Wow, all the valley out behind it and stuff. It's pretty freaking cool. And the line to get in there literally ran all day. There were people still coming in at like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were there on a Tuesday. Like, it was crazy the amount of people that came out as far as spectators on a Tuesday. It was really awesome to see, though.
Yep. So real quick, I want to run through the states we covered because this is kind of neat. Oklahoma, Missouri, Kentucky, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Arkansas. Like, that's a bunch, dude. And there's probably not any more around in there. If we did, it wasn't for very long anyways.
I was going to say, when we were there, we went through, I think, Delaware, so we must have went farther than Maryland.
Yeah, I think one of the tracks for Midwest Drags it wasn't in Delaware, was it? But no. It routed us that way and up instead of going like around Washington, D.C., which is what we did for Drag Week.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was a nightmare. That traffic was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Chad here says, I really like Maple Grove. Numidia was cool for a small track. It really was, man. It kind of had like some Mocan vibes, just as far as there wasn't a ton of buildings. There wasn't a ton of asphalt and stuff like that. It was just, it was really cool. The next part up, I'm talking about Finnegan and the Wheelies, bro.
Oh, man.
Dude,
that's all
of them. Yeah.
Did you
all of them
all week? That's the video I'm doing after Steve Eden video is the Finnegan Wheelies.
Yeah, there's no wheels on the ground in this picture, are there?
No, there's nothing touching.
Except for the hitch. The hitch is touching the ground.
Yeah. He took that up and then shifted to second, and it stayed up. Usually they shift a second and it'll kind of come down. It did not at all.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. And I talked to Tim a little bit, so you got to actually hang out with Finnegan a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it was really cool.
We did.
Do some pizza and beers, man.
Yeah, in the parking lot. That was super fun.
Yeah. And by that point I was ready for some parking lot beers. The first 2 nights we didn't have any. I want to say the first night of the race we didn't have any on the road. We got to the hotel, like nobody was there. But after that we kind of had some good time. We picked up pizza at was that the sketchy?
Yes, the sketchy neighborhood, sketchy pizza. It was highly rated on Google though, and so I call them, I order, and instead of taking my name down, they give me a number. They're like, "You're number 10." I'm like, "Okay, cool." We pull up at this place, and it's not a place that like really looks that safe. There's people standing outside in a kind of a sketchy manner. I wait in the car for a good, I don't know, what was it, 5-10 minutes, as long as the pizza should take to cook. Go inside, tell them I'm there to pick up the order, and as I'm waiting for them to get my order, how many cops do you think walked in? Like 9 or 10 of them?
Yeah, at least. At least 9.
And they just walk in this joint and they're standing off to the side, and I was like, okay. And some of them had like parole enforcement, and like they all had different stuff on the back of their t-shirt. It was wild.
Yeah, the sheriff, parole enforcement, police officer, and so they come walking by. So Tim's in. I can't see him. They come walking by, and then it's quiet on the street. There is nobody on the street when they did that. So it's pretty intense. So we get that.
Yeah.
We go back. That was when we had the beers and pizza with Finnegan, and then Chad here saying, I took a tip from Tony Angelo for cheesesteaks and went to Gazzo Steaks. Sounds pretty good. But Tony Angelo, big shout out to those guys. They bought like 100 pizzas for the Eastwood route stop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was good too. It was a good pizza.
Yeah. And what was really cool is it gave everybody a chance to just kind of hang out, man. People took the opportunity to really spend the time together and do that. And it was really fun.
Yeah, Jim here saying he was in the other lane during that wheelie.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy. Whoever was in the other lane with Mike got a show. Got a show.
Every time he made a pass.
Every time. Even on the last day when he was using like a borrowed stock T56, still got a show. Do you want to talk about the day one route stop?
or the fact that we missed one of them,
The lack thereof.
the one that we were looking forward to.
Yeah. So your boy over here, I'll blame it on me, even though Tim was reading the paper directions. So they had like the ride with GPS deal. You could scan the QR code and you could follow it on the route. Like it wouldn't give you turn by turn directions, but you could see it. Right. So we were using the screen on my phone and the route turn by turn directions on the paper to kind of figure out where we were. We hit the first route stop. It was great, man. We're having a great time. Tim's taking a ton of photos. The second route stop, I'm like, man, we haven't seen this thing anywhere, and we haven't seen cars in a little while. We're like, man, are we lost?
We were also,
I
I will interject and say that we were boogieing down the highway and taking a whole bunch of like rolling shots and videos and pictures, and so we kind of got distracted by that and somehow missed the turn for the second route stop, which was a diner, a place that we could get food that didn't come from a gas station, and we didn't realize we missed it until we were to Numidia Dragway. So we were like an hour and a half from it.
Yeah.
And that was the cool old diner, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The cool old Tim didn't talk to me for 15 minutes.
The one that would have been great to take pictures of.
Dude,
yeah.
It would have been great for photos. Great for photos. Tim is like jonesing to light paint. He's like, dude, he's all telling me what all he's gonna do, and we just right on by that, dude.
Yeah, we go to get off the highway, and I was like, wait a second, this says, I think it was like a left or a right, and this thing wants us to take a left, and I was like, something's wrong, like this isn't matching up, and I Google input the name of the diner, and we're past it by like an hour and a half, and then there was dead silence in the car for, like Mike said, probably a solid 15 minutes. It was just like,
and I was like, dude, we'll go back, and it was already like 11 o'clock at that point, and we were both like, no, let's not. So we didn't, sadly, but your boy missed one, and it would have been a great one because then we didn't have a diner the entire trip. We didn't eat at Waffle House the entire trip. I failed everyone. It was sad.
You didn't get to the barbecue.
We did get barbecue. Yeah, we did get to the barbecue.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we did do that. Well, we talked about the Finnegan shots. Sorry, here. Let me get this here. I want to talk about these rollers, and Tim, I want to lead us through how much fun did you have doing these?
Oh man, dude, there was so many cool cars and like backgrounds, and like most of these people I had no idea who they were, but I felt like I came away from the week round the clock diner. Yep, that was the one we missed.
As we pull up Will's car.
Yeah, right. But yeah, like I went into the week not knowing a whole lot of people, but I came away from it feeling like I had like 400 new friends because it was just so much fun.
The rollers from this trip, you guys got to go follow Go Fast Photography right now. Just pause this, go over there because it's bangers.
There's more where those came from. There's a whole lot more. I think tomorrow I'm gonna get back to working on them. I don't know. I was good Sunday. Got up, worked on a bunch of photos, got some stuff posted. Monday was get back to the grind. Had to gym, get ready for work. Tuesday went to work. Today I didn't get anything accomplished because I woke up feeling like I got run over by a dump truck. So we're just gonna chalk that up to drag and drive hangover.
Yes, 100%, dude. I had it hard. I didn't do anything car related Sunday at all.
Is there going to be albums of these photos on on Drag Drive Repeat Facebook?
Yes. So I've put out day 0. Tim is providing us with
Yeah.
some photos because he's so nice, and we love that dude for doing that. Appreciate that a whole lot. But he's going to share just a small portion of the stuff with us to put on. Go Fast will be your main source. A couple hundred photos there for sure out of his 10,000. Dude, it was so cool. I want to tell a story of the first drive day because that was the day we went through all the crazy mountains, right? Or was that day 2?
No, that was I think that was day 2. That was when I took this roller where we ended up. Yeah, we left Numidia and headed to Maple Grove. Yes, Maple Grove, and
No.
ended up in the mountains.
It was crazy. 9% grade. That's
Yeah.
that's insane. 9% is steep as hell for folks that don't know at home. It was nuts, dude. We followed Graham Hayes. We followed Will up the hill, right? So up and then kind of at the top. We had done some up and down, and his brakes were pretty hot. So we pull in with him. Then we follow Graham Hayes down the hill and could smell Graham's brakes the entire way. The whole, he said he almost died once he got to the bottom. Bryant Goldstone had to get on the trans brake 6 or 7 times to stop the car. Said the tires were chirping, just basically locking the transmission up to slow the car down. End up in the gravel on the side of the road trying to scrub off speed, just crazy. Whoever drove the route didn't think about that kind of stuff whenever they were driving along the car.
Yeah, there was also right before we hit the mountain road. There was that road that had graded completely to nothing and had raised manhole covers that stuck up out of the ground that would have been oil pan killers had they not marked them out in the road. And there was some strategic weaving there to kind of avoid them.
Yeah, it was great. The weaving of all the cars, and they were going real slow the whole time. Oh man, I thought I put that photo in here. I did miss one of the rollers, though. I do want to give a shout out to these folks, Quarter Horse Customs.
Oh, yeah.
This is a fun one. This is a great couple. They hung out with us all week. We saw them every day. But yeah, great rollers. Crazy stuff, dude. The hills were wild. The mountains, I guess, were wild. But, everybody said 660 miles, man. It's the shortest drag week ever. But as soon as we started looking at where we were going to be and all that, I knew it was going to be tough. And I think everybody else did too. So everybody was trying to get their one pass done and then roll out. And dude, you saw how that worked out on some of the 850 class stuff. Those guys just didn't. So really, by the time you would get to the afternoon, by 1 o'clock, man, I'd say half or more of the cars were already gone every day because they were trying to get on the road. So
yeah, 150 miles, but it felt like it took 6 or 8 hours just to go 150 miles. It was nuts. It was so crazy.
Yeah, you know how it goes. You stop at a route stop for what's going to be 10 minutes is 30 or 40.
Yeah.
Trying to think of some of the other route stops that were cool. The train was really cool. I think that was day 3. And what was really cool about that is we pull in maybe day 4. I don't think it wasn't the last one, was it?
No, it wasn't the last one. The last one was wasn't that the airplane museum?
Oh yeah, the airplane museum was
really. But yeah, the train one was really neat. I wish we could have seen that in the day. That would have been cool to actually check it out.
Yeah, another day. We're 120 miles took us 5 hours to cover. But the train was cool because there was a performance shop around the corner that had been hearing cars all day. They knew they were coming, all that kind of stuff. But so these two dudes pull up in Honda Civics that are slammed and turbo kits on them, and they're like, oh my god, they're jumping out there, oh, this car's so cool, and they're running around looking at all the cars. It was pretty neat to see everybody react like they did. A lot of times we end up places where people don't know we're going to be there, and these guys didn't. I mean, everybody knew we were going to be there. It was awesome.
It was really cool. The aviation museum, that was really neat. The performance shop that we stopped at, what was that?
American Speed.
3? Yeah, I think American Speed something. That one was really cool because it brought out a bunch of local people with cool cars, and it kind of turned into this really neat little car show hangout. There was some trailer burnouts,
some good ones,
fun stuff.
But
there were some heaters.
The road was 2.5 cars wide. So
it wasn't.
If anybody was there were also cars parked on the side of the street, and then you had people trying to do burnouts and cars oncoming, and there's no if things had gone bad, it would have gone real bad, and a ton of traffic, tons and tons and tons of traffic right there. So it was pretty wild, dude. It was probably the most congested route stop we had the whole.
Yeah, I think so. probably.
Yeah, it was neat though. They had a really cool shop inside and did all the stuff. It was pretty badass.
They also had, I don't know if you noticed, they also had a big section for driven racing oil for sale. So
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Driven's taking over, baby.
Oh yeah, that was really
What
neat.
is?
What was the Porsche shop that we stopped at? I think that was that day one?
That was day one. Yeah, the RPS
Yeah.
performance or something like that. They wouldn't let you take photos inside unless you tagged them. So we're
That wasn't
Get that.
that wasn't the actual Porsche shop. That was the one behind. It was some high-end car dealership. And I guess since they noticed everybody was there, they decided to open their doors. But yeah, I know I was in there taking pictures. I know 1320 was in there doing some kind of stuff. And that was when somebody that worked there was like, yeah, you can't post those unless you tag us. And I was like, all right, I'm out. So I'll see you guys later. Like, it's cool. But I mean, there was a McLaren Senna. Those are super rare, multi-million-dollar car.
Yeah. They had some cool
Lexus
stuff.
LFA.
Yep.
The Lexus LFA. Those are again crazy rare.
They lost me when
Lambos.
they wouldn't fix the Volvo dude's wheel.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they wouldn't let him. So I don't know if you guys saw the photo I posted today or shared today from 1320 with that crazy deal through the side of the tire. They wouldn't let him fix that tire there at the shop. So they basically had to do it on the ground outside.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, dude. There was a ton of cars in that parking lot. And then, of course, dude, that was day one because that's when we messed up because we were going to follow.
Yeah, it was after.
Yeah, we were going to follow Ned and we missed him leaving, right?
Yeah, he left before we did. And we were trying to chase him down or find him.
Yeah, it was only like 10 minutes and we were hauling ass trying to catch up to him. And I guess he pulled over for gas. So that really kind of got us turned around, got our timing all off.
Yeah, that's where we messed up. But yeah, there was a bunch of cars. That's actually where we that really cool black GNX. They had like the big block and twin turbos. That's where they figured out they had lost reverse in the transmission and they were like, yeah, we're done.
The Volvo poured like a gallon of power steering fluid out, so they had to.
They blew the fitting up.
Yep. Yeah, Finnegan. Who else? Oh, that was when I got the interview with Phil Gullidge in the S10, the orange S10. That was really cool.
Oh yeah, with the blower and the cool, the cool throttle body setup.
That was his first route stop after trying at least 3 times. So I think he has failed 3 times, and this was his 4th, and he made it to. That was his first route stop, bro. Can you imagine doing all that work and you get there and you don't even make it out of the parking lot? He had done that 3 times. I'm pretty sure it was 3 times before that. But he made the week.
I mean, that was who was it? Schroeder didn't make a good pass, and I don't think he left MIR.
No, I know he didn't.
He didn't make a good pass on because they kept like tire shaking. He kept going into like a wheelie status and
all over the bars and it's great. What else, man? But there's one other segment we'll talk about Ned Dunphy and Bryant Goldstone and all that kind of stuff. But trying to remember of our adventures, man, it was just so crazy. There's so much stuff, and we did a horrible job of recording me and you in the car. Which we not do too. We don't do enough of us, we're trying to tell
right? We need to do a dash cam and just record like in the car video for the
no way. There was you get delirious after about 4 days.
We were slap happy. Farts were funny. We made up 2 words for Buc-ee's in Kentucky.
Yeah, it was great.
It was crazy.
We had a great time. Well, let's move on. Let's wrap up this show, guys. Thank you so much to DeechWorks. Love those guys. Same deal with DeechWorks, 10% discount code DDR10 over there for any of your fueling needs, fuel pumps, modules, rails, injectors, anything that sends fuel to your engine, they have it. So we appreciate them and all the support they give us. I know those guys are tired of talking to us about all the different stuff that they've gotten and we need, and all the cars we've got built in our head.
Well, you guys know that we couldn't do everything that we do without you guys supporting us. So thank you, all of our race car friends. You guys got to see a lot of race car friends last week at Drag Week. So I'm sure lots of stories there as well. So again, thank you to all of our race car friends and our sponsors. Obviously, we couldn't do all of this travel. These guys couldn't have went to Drag Week if it wasn't for these sponsors. So if you guys are spending any money, please take a look at these companies that you see on the screen right now and support those that support us. So Summit Racing Equipment, DeechWorks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO, Performa-Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, Racing Junk, Sweet Patina, and WAF Racing.